Attention film distribution companies. Stop spoiling your movies in the friggin' trailers.
It's getting old.
What's up, people of the internet? My name is Hondro, and I'm sitting here again with my buddy Travis Thug Life Williams, and we are talking about Terminator Genisys.
Or Genisys, wherever the hell you want to say it.
Genisys.
I heard Jenny Smith once, but...
Yeah, Jenny Smith. Terminator Genisys, the good, the bad, and overall why it sucks. So we can start off with the good.
There was a couple things with the movie, especially as bad as I feel like it was. We had... well, it was cool seeing Arnold back being a Terminator. As old as that dude is, he's still pretty big.
Arnold was good. I did enjoy seeing Arnold again.
I don't know what it is about him playing a robot that works so well that doesn't really translate to his other movies besides, like Kindergarten Cop or something.
Well, it was good to see he came back to form. He was a good mix of the serious role. I come to destroy everything.
Hasta la vista.
Sarah, come with me. I am here to save you. And then the cornball stuff where he's
like acting human.
Yeah, where they did that gag like 4 or 5 times where he does that weird smile where he's like, yeah,
that's just weird.
Yeah. The gag got a little old, but overall it was funny. It was good to see. He was good to see. I also liked the casting of the chick that played Sarah Connor.
Amelia Clarke, I believe her name
is. she was all right. I thought she was decent. She was
Game of Thrones fame or whatever it's called. I don't watch that show, but yeah, that's where people probably know her from. She was pretty decent as Sarah. I agree with you.
I bought her as kind of like the tough chick who could hold her own. She was a good casting.
She's the mother of dragons. Of course she can hold her own.
All right. And what else did you like about it?
I liked the fight scenes were pretty fun. Like robot versus robot.
You talking the opener with Arnold versus Arnold?
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
Yeah, it was good. There was a little. I mean, it was pretty obvious when it was just CGI characters throwing each other across the screen. It's like, well, Arnold's a little old to get tossed across a set like that, and it looked really CGI, but the fight scene was fun to watch.
But come on, to be honest, you want to see a Terminator break a hip.
I mean, I wanted to see Bill Paxton come back as the punk kid from the original Terminator. I wanted to see Bill Paxton again with blue spiky hair.
They could do it. Look what they did with Jeff Bridges in Tron Legacy. They made him younger.
Yeah. I think that would have been funny. I also, as far as casting goes, I also liked J.K. Simmons' character.
Oh, dude, he was so funny.
As I like the tie-in from where he's when they first meet him in 1984, or at 1984, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So they first see him in the department store. He's like the cop that doesn't die, and then he's the whole time when they travel to the future, he's been this conspiracy theorist about killer robots. I thought his character had a good arc, and he was like a pretty good addition to the story.
I agree.
What else did you like?
You said something about the magnet gauntlet. That was
a
pretty cool
yeah. Where Arnold goes out and busts that lamppost or the megaphone or whatever it was, and he gets the magnets out of it and makes a gauntlet so he can fight the John Connor Terminator.
Don't get me started on that.
Nanotech, whatever. I thought it was cool though because they found one weakness that they could use against him, and I thought it was pretty cleverly done. You would have thought that they would have made a much bigger magnet, but I guess that magnet would have probably affected
the Terminator,
the T-800 himself. Yeah. So if he made it too big, it wouldn't have worked. But
Guardian or Pops, I don't know which one they called them. They called them both.
Yeah.
There was also what I liked was. I'm a big Doctor Who fan, everybody.
Yeah.
Matt Smith as, spoiler alert, Skynet.
Yeah, Matt Smith made nanotechnology cool. Almost as cool as fezzes and bow ties.
I was going to say, who the hell does he regenerate now? He's just a freaking robot.
Yeah, I did enjoy Matt Smith. It was a nice, because I've only ever seen him as the Doctor. So it was nice to see him play the polar opposite as this evil AI that's out to destroy all of humanity. So that was cool.
All right, so let's get into the
you
bad
wanna
stuff,
get
guys.
into the bad?
Okay, so what we all already know is that a big thing from this movie was spoiled for us in the second trailer. I believe it was the second theatrical trailer.
Why? Why are you doing this with film trailers these days? Stop giving out every secret. The only secret that wasn't ruined in this movie was the fact that Matt Smith was Skynet.
Agreed.
Everything else is completely spoiled in the trailer.
Well, it's crap. Like, I thought if you would have had it where you could show the guy, hey, there's this new Terminator who's able to rebuild himself pretty goddamn quickly, and not show what meat suit he has.
They didn't
on.
have to show him as John Connor because there's plenty of stuff in the movie where
He's
the John Connor Terminator doesn't actually look like John Connor, and they do show some of that stuff in the trailer. It's like, well, just show that because obviously that's the new Terminator.
Well, yeah, because it was creepy as hell. Like,
there was no surprises in this movie, and to the movie's credit, that's not the movie's fault.
It's whoever cut that trailer.
That is the marketing department's fault. So I don't fault the movie for the trailer spoiling things, but overall, as a movie experience, you know, you see a trailer to get excited for a movie, and when every surprise is spoiled in the trailer, it makes the movie that much less effective. Because I think they had a really good thing going for it. Like, that payoff would have been really good because you don't know for sure that the old Arnold T-800 is actually a good guy.
Well, yeah, that's what you're always.
And that's what Kyle Reese Jai Courtney's Kyle Reese is skeptical of him the whole time. And then when he sees him shoot John Connor, that would have been the best thing because you're like, oh my god, like the T-800, it was the long con. He was there to kill John Connor the whole time. That would have been a perfect sell-off. That would have been a perfect ending. And then you're like, oh crap, John Connor's a freaking Terminator now. Like they ruined it because there's no way to buy into it because everyone's seen the trailer and you're like, well, I know as soon as John Connor shows up that he's a Terminator, so none of this build-up where he's like pretending that he's not, or like I don't buy any of it.
Well, like where he's trying to make you emotionally attached to him as a character, where he's like telling Kyle Reese that he's actually his son.
Yeah, all the suspense is taken out of it because you know John Connor's a bad guy and you know that the T-800 is still the good guy. So when he shoots John Connor, there's no stakes there because you already know what's going to happen.
So damn dumb.
Yeah. But honestly, that's not the movie's fault.
Again,
that's not the filmmaker's fault. The director has come out and said that he didn't want that information in the trailer, and the marketing department went ahead, or whoever decided to do it did it.
I hope whoever did that got fired. Seriously, I'm not trying to be. It was the
biggest fail in the trailer. You ruined the biggest surprise.
Well, but a lot of trailers are doing that these days. Like the trailer that came out for Southpaw, you already know what the big thing is. It's trying to it messes up that guy's life.
Sure.
Then with The Martian, the whole big buildup is does he survive in this thing? And they kind of, I feel like they kind of gave that away.
They've been doing that with movies forever.
But it's getting worse. Though,
movies like Castaway, where spoiler alert, Tom Hanks survives.
What?
He gets off the island. Sorry, the volleyball Wilson doesn't survive. He drowns at sea.
Why?
Spoiler.
You're a monster. But no,
Wilson the volleyball dies, and it's awesome. All right. Well, we want to talk about Jai Courtney.
Like, I want to try to like this guy in movies, but every time he shows up on screen, I want to freaking just get aggravated and just start punching the screen. Like,
I've got two big problems with Jai Courtney as Kyle Reese. One, the first and the biggest one is he's way too buff to be from a post-apocalyptic world where the Terminators rule. Like, how do you maintain that mass, bro? What are you lifting, bro? Like concrete bricks? Like, I don't understand. How are you eating enough to maintain that mass?
He's probably lifting Terminators.
But we can put that aside a little bit.
But he's not that good of an actor.
And then, his acting chops, like, he's decent when he's doing action stuff because he's built to do... He's built to do action, so that part's fine. But, like, that scene where he's sitting in the locker room with Sarah on the other side, and he's like, telling this heartwarming story about how John raised him and he taught him all this stuff. It's like
and talked about Sarah.
I was literally laughing in the theater. I was like, this is so bad. The delivery is so poor right now. I feel bad for him because I don't think he's a terrible actor. Well, I thought that scene was awful. That scene was so bad.
See, that's what I'm hoping for from him being in the Suicide Squad. Is he's playing hopefully a total D-bag, which is Captain Boomerang.
Okay.
And I'm kind of hoping that him playing a douchebag.
Yeah.
It helps out. It didn't help him out in the Divergent series so far.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, don't.
I won't.
It's a girl. Like I watch it with my girlfriend. But seriously,
my girlfriend goes and sees that with her mom, and that's fine. That's fine with me. I'm good.
I'm cool as long as it's not Twilight. I'm fine. But besides the point. But I just feel like I keep hearing that he was a great on the Spartan. What is it? Not Spartan. Spartacus. He was great in Spartacus.
Never saw that either.
I've never seen it either.
What is it?
It's a Starz TV show. But it's where he plays like the character Spartacus.
He is Spartacus?
I believe so. After the other guy who...
I am Spartacus!
No, you're
I am Spartacus!
Just let's keep going. Okay, so we're going to keep... but I just feel like this guy, he still hasn't found his groove.
You keep going, but we're still on Jack Courtney.
Okay. I just want to get off the Spartacus thing, because I feel like you would be saying that for 30
I
minutes.
am Spartacus.
No, you're not! But my thing is that everything I've seen him in so far is he's not bad, but he's not good at the same time. It's really hard to like him as a character.
He's just a big guy.
I feel like he has more blank expressions on his face than the goddamn Terminator in the movie. I feel like the Terminator...
He would have been fine to cast. They should have cast him as a Terminator.
I feel like he's
perfect.
Or more of a robot.
He could have been Skynet. Matt Smith could have been Kyle Reese.
That would have been actually cool.
Ooh, that would have been good. Because they could have gotten Matt Smith a little bit more ripped because he's super skinny.
Yeah.
So they could have gotten him a bit more ripped.
He's a wee little guy.
Because that was Michael Biehn. That was that.
I think there was Kyle Reese before.
Yeah. So Michael Biehn, in the first Terminator film, he was skinny but he was ripped, which that makes sense.
Right.
So that would have made sense to cast somebody similar body style. I guess they did the exact same thing for Sarah Connor though, because the chick that they cast is super short instead of Linda Hamilton, who's a taller, skinnier chick, and
they went with Amelia
or Emily or whatever Clark chick. She's short and
just call her the
not super skinny. She's skinny, but she's not Linda Hamilton skinny, which is. But I was fine overall with the casting. It was fine. Jack Courtney's acting, could have been better, especially in the scene where he's, it's supposed to be an intimate one where it's the most tender that he and Sarah are between each other, and he just kind of doesn't hit the mark in that scene. What
about the scene where him?
Let's move past.
No, just real quick. The scene with him and he finds out John's his son. It's you're my son.
It's like the Mark Wahlberg in The Happening. What? No. What? No.
That's a new Transformers movie.
All right, let's move on to the time travel and why the time travel.
I'll let you go.
In this movie is so stupid.
This is one of your big problems.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest issues I have with the movie. So they know John Connor in the future knows that the Terminator is being sent to this exact date, May 12th, 1984 or something, to hunt his mom. So they defeat Skynet and decide to send Kyle Reese to the same day that the Terminator was sent to.
Probably 30 or 40 minutes after the Terminator.
Yeah, why not just send him days before or even weeks before so he can find Sarah and take her to a bunker and say, hey, tell her everything that's going to happen. This Terminator is going to be coming for you. He's going to show up on May 12th, and he's going to be hunting you down. Why send him back? I understand that they were trying to keep the lore of the first movie because they did a lot of shot for shot stuff.
Remake of
they did they did a lot of shot for shot stuff of the first Terminator showing up and finding those punk guys out on that.
Give me your clothes.
Yeah. And then they did the Kyle Reese running through the department store or whatever kind of store with the cops chasing him. And so so that's the first thing. It's like, well, why would you send him back to the exact same day and not get? He doesn't have any sort of weapons. He's literally being sent through naked with no weapons to fight this thing. He has no idea where he's going to show up exactly, other than what John knows. And then, additionally, when they decide to time travel into the future, after I don't even remember what spawns this, but they decide that they have to go. Oh, because she was going to go to like 1997 to
She was going to go to Judgment Day.
But Kyle was having those visions where he's seeing an alternate reality of himself
because of what happened to John.
Telling him about Genisys is Skynet, and I need to go. It's happening in 2017 on this date. So they send themselves back to 3 days before that event takes place. It's like, Genisys is Skynet. You know where it's going to be. The Terminator, the T-800, who goes the long way around, as they describe it, and
because he got too damaged
and lives the 30 years. He's actually doing construction on the Genisys building.
Yeah, he knows about the building.
He knows that Genisys is Skynet, and he helps build the place instead of tearing it down. He knows, and he would have had to known if he was building the Genisys building that John Connor was the one funding it.
Well, my thing is
and like doing all the science behind it.
They have the big climax of this movie is they're trying to blow up the Skynet building.
Yeah.
So
which
why
is basically they tried to do it in like every movie.
Well, yeah, but why the hell, if he was working on the construction crew,
he could have rigged the whole place.
That's
to blow.
exactly my point.
Or just destroyed it before it got
built.
built.
Yeah, but I think you'd be better off not.
He's an indestructible. He's a basically indestructible
robot.
robot.
But John would see that. I feel like him doing it right before it's about to go online, like he has it planned.
There's all sorts of things that the movie could have taken so many better turns. It's like you could have explained away the fact that that Kyle can't be sent to any other day. Just say that the machine is calibrated and they don't know how to change the date. They could have just said something like that, where it's like, okay, well, and that explains why he has to be sent back to the same day.
Well, yeah,
that would have been fine.
Just one line.
And then, why do they even have to time travel again to stop? Like, why even time travel? Why go through all the trouble of building another time travel thing in 1984? You know when Skynet is going to be, so why would you time travel to get there? They didn't do that in the first in any of the first movies. Why would you build it to time travel to right before it gets built? Just stop it from happening in the current time you're in.
My head hurts just for this goddamn time travel.
Yeah, the time travel stuff doesn't make any sense because they have so many chances to stop it and they choose not to.
Well, it just shows you, like, no matter how many times you try to stop something from happening, it ends up happening.
Well, and I don't understand why they didn't get into the fact that who sent back the T-800 and the T-1000 to attack Sarah when she was 9.
It erased my memory.
And how did they they didn't explain how they destroyed the T-1000 initially.
Well, for all we know, that could have been the same T-1000 that was waiting there for freaking Kyle Reese.
Could have been, and that was ruined in the trailer too.
Yeah,
you see the T-1000, you know exactly what he looks like. So when he shows up, when the cop shows up, because in the first Terminator film, there's no other Terminator except for the T-800. Well, so when the cop shows up and chases Kyle Reese down the alleyway, it's an actual cop. In this movie, you get out, you're like, oh well, that's the freaking T-1000.
It's that bastard we saw cut his arm off and use it as a javelin.
Oh, it's the T-1000.
Seriously,
not surprised again. Thanks a lot, trailer.
Oh my god, the marketing team just needs to get their asses kicked. I'm sorry, but that's just so bad. So bad.
So overall, I went into this movie expecting to hate it.
Yeah, me too.
I went into this movie, I was like, God, the trailers look so bad. So bad. I went into this movie, I was like, I honestly expected to cringe throughout the whole thing. What they did with it was decent. It made it kind of fun. There was a lot of stuff that was just like plot holes that made it really stupid, but it's like, I didn't hate the movie as much as I hated like Jurassic World.
I didn't care for it that much.
And you liked Jurassic World.
I enjoyed that.
I didn't hate this movie. It's got a lot of problems. Could have been better.
I would wish it was better. Because they're planning on making 2 more because the cutscene.
Well, they have to. They don't have to, but yeah, that scene at the end where oh, Skynet's not dead, its brain is still alive. The T-800 worked on the construction of this building, but it didn't know that there was a separate wall that held the actual brain of the building. Come on. Really? He didn't know that the servers were just a red herring, and that the actual brain was in a separate building that was just like...
He's advanced technology. Can't he scan something like that and notice, hey, oh shit, it's not actually what we thought it is, or what we think it is.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's, it's whatever at this point. The movie's been made. The trailer's spoiled the whole thing. What can you do? Terminator Genisys.
Meh.
Yeah. one thumb down, one thumb neutral.
Meh.
And that's as far as we get. Mostly spoiled by the trailer.
Not by us, to be honest with you.
Sorry, humanity. The robots win. The end.